Hello vinyl community, this is Randy. I got a few records during the month of May that I haven't shown in previous videos, so I figured I would show those to you today before we get any deeper into June. So, the best one I got, that I haven't shown you yet anyway, is this Black Mountain record, Destroyer. Black Mountain, band from Pacific Northwest, I think, Vancouver maybe. Been around for a while. This record comes with a inner sleeve, lyrics on the back. This record is actually on white vinyl. This record sounds really good. Black Mountain, they're hard rock, I think. Psychedelic hard rock, I think, is the way I would describe them. I first heard of them in 2004. This is their first album. I would highly recommend this if you've never heard Black Mountain before. This is really a fantastic album. Their first album from 2004. Yeah, this was actually recommended to me by Grimy. I was in Grimy's one day and I had some records. I was about to leave and I asked him if there was anything new I should know about, and he recommended that one. So it really is the best recommendation I've ever gotten from a record store. 2008, 4 years later, they released this record. This is called In the Future. Gatefold sleeve. Yeah, like I said, I would call it psychedelic hard rock. It's a lot like, well, especially the newer one that I just got is focuses more on hard rock. It's almost like Cactus or something like that, maybe Mountain. This came out in 2010. This one was called Wilderness Heart. This one also had the last one I got was 2012, this soundtrack album for Year Zero. This is fantastic. On this one they took 5 of the songs they'd already recorded and redid them for a movie called Year Zero, which is nothing but surfing. It's a 45-minute surfing movie. So if you like surfing and you like psychedelic music, psychedelic hard rock, I highly recommend Year Zero to you. But this is the new one, the one that just came out, Destroyer. So it doesn't have anything to do with Kiss, as far as I can tell, but there's lots of rock influences on here. There's one song that reminds me of that Pink Floyd song called Power Tokach, Power T-O-C-H, the one that nobody knows how to pronounce. One on the second side reminds me a lot of Blue Oyster Cult's, oh gosh, which Blue Oyster Cult was it? I can't remember the song now, but I think they're clear tributes to those 2 songs. I believe they are. While I was there at the record store that day, I was browsing through their new arrivals in the used section, and I came across this Camel record. So I said during the 2019 vinyl tag that I wanted to get more into some progressive rock, and Camel was the band I wanted to hear. This is the first one I found. This is a live album. This is fantastic. This is of the progressive music that I've been listening to, well, other than Yes and King Crimson, which I was already into a long time ago, but this is my favorite one. So it's mostly, there's not too many words in here. In fact, the whole second record is the Snow Goose, which is with the London Symphony Orchestra, and it is a live recording with them, but there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no words. I've listened to it a couple times. And then really on the first album, which is also live, not too much singing. So I like that for progressive music. She also had there at Luna this Johnny Smith record. Really happy to get this one. This is in such great shape. I'm a big Johnny Smith fan, jazz guitarist. I showed one that he produced in the 50s from Roost Records. I learned a little bit more about him. He recorded for Roost throughout the 50s. In 1958, his wife died, and he moved to Colorado, I think, to have a better environment for raising his daughter. In 1968, he decided to get back into touring and recording, so he signed with Verve at that time. And so he's doing some covers of some newer songs here. So he's doing This Guy's in Love with You, Light My Fire, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Antonio Carlos Jobim song, Wave. So this is really beautiful. Actually, the cover of it, where this picture of him really expresses the music just perfectly. I mean, it's just beautiful guitar music. He obviously enjoys playing it, and I enjoyed listening to it. Bass players George DeVivier, Hank Jones plays piano on this one, so really enjoying that one. I went to Phonolux and found this in the jazz bin there. I've been listening to J&K lately. I've done some research. J.J. Johnson, I'm sure I pronounced that name. Kay Winding, I'm just not sure. I've heard both Kay and Kai. Winding, so I'm just not sure how to pronounce either of those, but this record is really cool. I really like the cover. I like the cover a lot. This has been playing with 8 trombones, so 2 bass trombones and then 6 other trombones with a bass player, drummer, and piano player. So they're doing basically jazz standards here. Night in Tunisia, Surrey with the Fringe on Top, You Don't Know What Love Is. So J&K, 2 trombone players from the 50s. Fantastic. I've really been listening to J&K a lot lately. I also received one from Happy Hippie, the vinyl guy. He sent me one, which I was listening to earlier this morning. While I was there at Phonolux, I browsed the Ventures bin and found 2 that I did not already own. Ventures A Go-Go. I always like to listen to the Ventures. Phonolux always has some there for sale, and the main thing for me is to make sure I don't get one that I already have, because I've got about 20, I think about 20 of their records. This is on the Dalton label, so all their records, you know, they're always just doing covers. So, I mean, they're always going to be, you know, just a group of greatest hits. So Satisfaction, you know, The In Crowd, Wooly Wooly, all their albums are like that. I got another Ventures while I was there that day. $1 Million Weekend. Ode to Billy Joe, Sunny, Wendy, Groovin'. This one is on the Liberty label. So that's it. Those are all the records that I picked up during the month of May. It was a great month. I like all those records. Been very happy with all of them. Also, while I was there at Grimey's, once I got this magazine, Rockabilly Is Go. So this is a British magazine, I believe, and it just is going to have, like, you know, some history of rockabilly. So I am going to read this and learn about rockabilly. Should be cool. It came with this CD, which is actually what we're hearing right now. These are all new recordings, I think, of current British bands. Sounds good. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. If you have any comments on any of those records, please let me know. I'd be happy to know what those are. And that's it. I hope you have a great day.